What's going on there, guys? We're back with another one. Want to talk about what happened in this draft. So we saw Cam Ward number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. Uh, Travis Hunter went number 2 to Jacksonville. Went back home, to the state of Florida. Then you had Abdul Carter go number 3 to the Giants, which is a team that was looking at Shedeur throughout the draft process. We were wondering if Shedeur would land 21st with Pittsburgh. After that, they elected a defensive tackle, for that position. And so when the Giants came around in the mid 20s, we knew that Jackson Dart was their guy because they believed in Shedeur like that. He would have went number 2. So he's fell out the first round. And also saw Jalen Milroe. That's the reason I got his image up there. He went to the green room and didn't get drafted in the first round. That's always painful, when you are on that stage and you're sitting there and don't hear your name called. It feels like, it's an empty feeling. But what these guys have is another day tomorrow to look forward to. Now, there hasn't been too many quarterbacks drafted in the second round. I believe the last time it happened was Will Levis in 2023, and he was the only one I want to say. Uh, but that's not a common thing. Like, you don't see a lot of QBs drafted in the second round. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. Uh, and that's within the last 3 years, right? We haven't seen but one quarterback drafted in the second round. So we gonna see, man. Shador's falling. What this does tell me a little bit though is those rumors, whether true or not, about him being arrogant and brash in his meetings, uh, has permeated throughout several teams. Now, the person that spoke up and said what he said about Shador, I've been giving that person a hard time on this channel, but it seems like everybody else just not saying it, and they thinking it though. They obviously thinking it because they didn't take him. They don't believe in him as much as he believes in himself. But you just need one to believe in you, and you don't want a team to draft you that doesn't believe in you, right? You want to draft you want a team drafting you that believes in you, has a plan for you to become the starter, if not this year, someday in the future. Um, so Shador, I think with this, it's a bit of humble pie, and everybody can always use some humble pie, regardless of how good you are, and some motivation. Um, that keeps you working, that keeps you staying ready so you don't have to get ready. And he's always, I think when Coach Prime talks about it, he always says that he's always had a chip on his shoulder, being rated 4 star, and them having some guys rated above him. He took that personally and went on to have the illustrious college career that he had. So this will be no different. Um, you will get drafted at some point. Somebody's going to take you. So I would say when you get there, there's no excuse for you not to put in all the work, all the film study, build all the relationships, get the offensive line to love you. Um, Show them that you're there to work. Show them you there with that grit and that grind, and you want to bring it each and every day. You want the right team to draft you. This could work out, right? You see, Jalen Hurts ended up getting taken later. Was he first pick of the second round? Something like that. Ended up playing behind that great offensive line. That could be better for your career long term. You end up on a better team sometimes. Um, we're gonna see though. We're gonna see. I think this does confirm though that more than the person that was leaking that was feeling that about Shador. And I've heard some people love him. You want the people that love you and they want you for what you bring to the table. You want that organization to pick you. So that's what I would say, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
All right, the Shador Sanders slide to me is interesting because one, people might not think he's a first round quarterback talent wise. I think that's probably the reason why he's not going in the first round. But is it because of Dion? Is it because of the hype around him? Is it because of these anonymous coaches? No, and you shouldn't be celebrating that either. Like this dude, he's gonna have a good career. But why is Shedeur falling? That's what we need to figure it out. I'm going to say he probably doesn't have the first round talent that these other quarterbacks do. Maybe the teams don't think he has the ceiling, but it's not cool. And I will never celebrate a guy falling. And the people that do, these anonymous coaches, all these people, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's trash. I think it's ridiculous. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Shedeur is not going in the first round. That's okay. It doesn't matter where you get drafted. There's tons and tons of opportunities out there to be a starting quarterback. Just get in, work your tail off, man. You'll be fine.
Ooh, him next to Ben.
I'm surprised. I thought the Steelers should and would take Shedeur. They must know. They must know that Rodgers is going to play, and he wanted to wait. Maybe Kirk Cousins, but no second-round pick. So I thought really take Shedeur at 21 or trade back and maybe get Milroe late in the first round. But they've got to have a plan with Rodgers or Cousins in place or feel really, really, really good about it. But I thought it was going to be Shedeur. Man, there's just a giant question mark at that position. It's unbelievable that the quarterback position in Pittsburgh is just a giant question mark.
And by the way, I'm not going to
All right, team meeting. I need you all to see this. This is why Jackson Dart has become quarterback 2 on many people's boards, ahead of Shedeur Sanders, right behind Cam Ward. This is in large part why. The name you're familiar with. The game I need you to know a little bit better. Identify number 1. They're in man-to-man coverage. Now that Jackson Dart realizes they're in man-to-man coverage, it's simple. Make sure the ball can travel faster than the man. Take a look at Jackson Dart right here. Here's the post safety. That's the guy you got to be cognizant of. But Jackson Dart doesn't even bother looking him off because he understands if I throw a perfect ball, slot fade, hardest pass, by the way, to defend on defense. If I can throw a perfect ball, this defender is nowhere near the play. But look at the ball placement. Look at it. This is Dart. Bomb. Touchdown. But I want y'all to see it from an even different angle because understand the pressure that Dart is taking on while he delivers this strike. Here's Dart right here. Identify, okay, they're motioning out on defense. They're in man. I got to make sure the ball beats number 2. That's the post safety. But watch the pressure that's going to come from the right edge. Right tackle, he gets beat relatively clean. Dart gets rid of the ball just like that. Touchdown. This is why you could suggest Jackson Dart has become quarterback 2 on many people's boards. Take a look at him again right here because his eyes are constantly down the field, even in the midst of pressure. Jackson Dart, he's going to make one of my favorite passes of his all season long. Pocket, not going to be clean. You got to be able to live above the X's and O's. The coach draws a play, but can you live above the play when the play breaks down? Scrambling to his left. Eyes are always downfield. Eyes are always downfield. Moving. Eyes downfield. Keep in mind, Dart could tuck it right now. He could block. Dart could pick up about 8 yards. But instead, he's like, nah, I want to take this one to the crib. 50 yards in the air while scrambling left. Take another look at it. Watch him throw this thing. Levels up. Toss it. And watch the catch. Bomb. Perfect throw, perfect catch. Take a look at it from another angle. Again, 50 yards in the air, scrambling left, eyes consistently downfield. Take a look at Dart. Learn the name, get familiar with the game. Scrambling left, eyes always downfield. Eyes always downfield. I don't want to tuck it and run it. In the league, I don't want to tuck it and run it. I got to pick up the big plays when they're there. Scrambling downfield, boom. Boom, look at the throwing motion, boom. And then, perfect. Get familiar with the name because by Thursday night, you're going to know the game.